Well, I figured you guys wanted to hear my thoughts on this. Just came through the wire not too long ago. Texas defensive coordinator and head coach in waiting, Will Muschamp, has taken the head coaching job at Florida. We all know Urban Meyer left once again. Uh, this time for family matters. Thinking he wants to spend more time with his family, um, and he's spent too much in coaching, that kind of thing. So he heads down, and Florida, congrats to those guys, to the front office there for making the move to get Muschamp. It's a big move for them because they're getting a guy who has proven himself as an excellent coordinator, but also a guy who's 38 years old and has to prove himself as a head coach. So he's going to get his chance as a head coach at a big time program. But that being said, he has pretty good credentials since another big time program pretty much had already penciled him in as the next coach whenever Matt Brown stepped down. So right now, of course, here in Longhorn land, it is we were coming off a 5-7 season, something we haven't seen in forever. Just being a bad football team. Greg Davis, of course, has stepped down, has resigned. Many Longhorns fans were calling for that, anyways. But you still got to replace that guy. But of course, but you know, Muschamp leaving, that makes a much bigger hole in our coaching staff. That being said, guys, I am not that I I'm not happy about this, and I'm very I am upset about it as a Longhorns fan. Um, because I do think he's probably one of the best defensive coaches in the country. We saw what happened when he came to Texas, when we were able to get his recruits in. The scheme he was able to bring. We didn't have a good season last year, but you just saw, we had Texas always had this good offense, and then when Muschamp comes, man, that defense starts clicking. We were getting after the quarterback, and it was great. And we were really excited whenever Mac decided to step down, that Muschamp was going to take over. Well, that's not going to be the case. That being said, I don't really blame him though. Not because of the 5-7 season. That's not it. Um, what I'm saying is he's getting the opportunity to coach right now at Florida, and Texas right now. We know Texas was bad last year, but the facilities at Texas are some of the best in the country, if not the best in the country. The teams with the most money and the best facilities are going to be the University of Texas, as well as Florida and Ohio State. He's not really making a huge step down or even a step down by taking a job at Florida. Um, Florida is, of the SEC schools, Florida and Vanderbilt are the two best schools in the country in that conference. The rest of the schools in that conference aren't a part of that that academic group that Texas is. So you're going to Florida, great academic school that you usually don't get at the SEC, and great football team. So, but at the same time, so getting off of Muschamp, what this means for the Longhorns, a lot of people are getting real upset about this because they think that this is going to doom us. Because I've had a lot of people send me messages and stuff, people saying that this is going to kill Texas for years to come. And what I would say is this: I wouldn't say that just yet, because we're not just going to get whoever we get right now. It's too early to talk about replacing this guy because it just happened, like minutes to an hour ago. But this is still Texas, whether they're 5-7 or not. This is still Texas. We're not going to just put some Joe Schmo in a headset on the sidelines to coach this defense. We're going to find somebody. We had Gene Chizik before we had Will Muschamp. I mean, we're able to get, and look what he's done at Auburn. And so Will Muschamp, we at Texas, we know how to get excellent coaches. We're going to get someone for offense coordinator, whether that be Major Applewhite. I don't think it's going to have. I don't think that's going to be. I don't think Major's going to get that job, but he is on the staff. But we're going to get two new guys at OC and DC, and there's going to be some growing pains. I don't doubt that. I don't think it's going to be 5-7 growing pains. I think next season you're going to see a Texas team that I don't think they will be competing for a conference title. I'm not saying that. I do think that you will not see as bad as they are this year because we still have that one constant, and that is Mac Brown. And I think that's been lost on people with this past year because we were so bad. Mac Brown is he took a Texas team back in the day in the 90s that was in turmoil and turned this thing around. He knows how to do this. He's this isn't his first rodeo, and I have the utmost respect and faith in Mac Brown that he will be able to, whatever the situation comes down, that he will be able to make the decisions and surround himself with the right guys to make the decisions to get this program back on its feet and competing for national titles down the line. So, is this a blow to Texas? Yeah. One of, if not the best defensive coordinator in the country, has left. And now the only thing, I really wouldn't be mad at him at all if he was just the defensive coordinator. I am. It does bother me a little bit that he was named head coach in waiting here at Texas, and he took off. That being said, it's not that bad though. I mean, he's still a guy who's got to think of his own future as well as his career, and he probably thinks that going to Florida will get him on a faster track to making a name for himself as a head coach in college football. If that happens, hey, hard to blame him. Doesn't happen, well, he'll wish that he had stayed with Texas. But I personally don't have a whole lot of hard feelings towards Will Muschamp. I think he brought an intensity, and he brought not just to the defense but this team when he was here. So, wish he had stayed. But hey, Texas were going to be fine. Had a bad season last year. Going to have to make a lot of coaching decisions, coaching changes. But change is not always bad. And we'll see what happens next year. So, see what Mac and them have in store for us. Looking forward to next season. And Will Muschamp, thanks for the time you're here, and we'll see what you can do in Florida. Florida fans, I think you got a pretty good coach in your hands right now. So, hook 'em horns, Texas fight. And, hey, Henderson Lions won state. So, hey, one of my teams won a championship. That was fun. All right, we'll see you guys later. Hook 'em.